Live. What is up, everybody?
Hi.
Hello. Just give me a second. Let me make sure this is working. Yeah, we're good. We're live.
Let us know if our
How's everybody doing?
and camera's good. So
Yeah, I
nobody
don't
has
have the
issues.
best lighting situation. I don't have my ring light. I'm literally in an Airbnb in, where am I? Arizona. So
They're giving us stuff about being late. Why am I not surprised women are late? I'm like,
okay, we were
okay.
like a few minutes late. Relax.
It's
You
3
guys
minutes.
are fine.
Okay, 3 minutes is
Yeah,
We
nothing.
were already
it's
ready.
fine.
We were
We'll
together. We just weren't with everybody yet.
We'll just
Right.
we'll walk the wait, okay? Walk the wait.
We're still waiting on a few people.
So we who's
to get
showing
in
up?
here.
Who else is coming up?
Everybody
on the
from
slide?
last week. I think Juliana's coming, but Courtney should be here. Zainab will be a little bit late.
Okay. And I'm only gonna be on for about like 25 minutes, 30. I'm out drinking with a friend, so I just popped on to be like, sup.
I love it.
So,
we need you.
I don't have a child tonight, so woo,
there you go.
congratulations.
Sometimes it's good to be
Wow, you're
child-free.
living it up tonight.
I get maybe like one night out of like 6 months where I don't have my kid attached to my hip. So I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
Right, live it up. Live it up. Have all the alcohol. I'm drinking. What's everyone drinking tonight? I'm drinking rum and orange juice.
I just spilled my drink to begin the stream. Fuck!
Nice.
I had
Go get another one.
I had a pomegranate martini from a local bar, and then I'm gonna drink some whiskey in a matter of like 20 minutes.
There she is.
So I'm sitting outside of an ice cream shop, which is not good for my diet. So
I'm literally eating a bag of cheese. So there's that.
For you.
Okay, I really need to reassess my situation. I'll be right back.
It reminds me of the meme that like the little photos, like how to fancy a woman is by offering her a slice of cheese. And I'm like, we're all like mice in this world. Like, just give me cheese and alcohol.
We're simple people. Cheese and alcohol is all I need.
Absolutely. Like, I literally, especially because it's so good to lose weight on. It's just like a cheese and meat diet.
Right.
So,
and alcohol, I feel like, okay, look at how much alcohol. Me and Jeremy went to the grocery store earlier. We got one.
Are you with Jeremy Todd?
I'm not with Jeremy right now. I'm in Arizona for the Libertarian Party.
But did you meet him?
Yes. So I was in another part of Arizona earlier today, and then we drove down to Tucson, which is where the convention is. So I'll be with Jeremy Todd all weekend. He's great. J Todd 301 on Twitter. Jeremy is probably the most unproblematic, least autistic libertarian that I've ever met in my entire life. So shout out to Jeremy for putting up with me all weekend. He's so great.
I wish I was at that convention. I would like die to go.
It's gonna be a fun one. It's a good. There's like a lot of cool people coming.
I apparently don't get enough autistics on Twitter. I have to see them in real life. But I am planning on going to the Florida convention. It is in February, one of the weekends. I might be hitting Saturday, and you're gonna meet like a lot of cool people, and I'll be there. So if you see me, please don't be creepy.
Right. Be nice, but don't be creepy. I got recognized at the airport for the first time in the other day when I landed. I got recognized at the airport, and like, I don't know. I've gotten recognized at like actual political events before, obviously.
Did they know your name? Did they scream out?
They knew. They didn't say like Liberty Thought or like Sarah or anything. No, he just like came up to me and he was like, I like your Twitter, and he fist bumped me, and I was like, oh, thanks. It really caught me off guard though, because like I was not expecting, like, when I'm at like a political event, I expect that some people like might, recognize me from Twitter. But like when you're at the airport, it was weird.
When I went to Tom Woods, I was like, I didn't have that many followers. I only had like maybe 1,000, nothing. I was just whatever. And like I had people like, oh, I know who you are, and I'm like,
right,
that's kind of creepy. I mean, but now I feel like I have a little bit more and people know me. I think the level of the amount of people who have you blocked equates to the amount of people who most likely will be able to recognize you in public.
Right.
I think they both increase at the same time.
Yeah, they do. there's a definite level of like niche micro internet celebrity to just like internet celebrity. Like I feel like Olivia Rondo at this point, she's like a full-fledged like internet
Absolutely.
celebrity. You know, she's not even like a niche micro one anymore. That bitch is on Fox News. Shout out to
She's
Olivia
a bad
Rondo. We love
bitch.
Olivia Rondo. She's the baddest bitch I ever met. Love her,
Will
great
say
friend.
she
But
holds
no,
my-
she's just like an internet celebrity
amazing.
now.
She held my hair when I was throwing up, so I love her.
Really? Wait, Olivia Rondo. Where did you meet? I didn't know you. Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay, right. In DC.
I have,
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
family in DC,
That's
so
right.
I came up and I went up to
Right. I love that. Olivia's
I'm like,
great.
This is such a bonding moment. I was like,
And it's so fun because she's young too. She's like 20, but I feel like she's like the mom of the group. Like you're the mom of the group, and then like Olivia's like the other mom of the group. I was like, how is this bitch like have her whole life together at 20?
Olivia's like the whole ass mom where she's like, she's not a mom and she's got her shit together. And then there's me, who's the mom, who has the mom characteristics, but is still a shit, like who still does not have her shit together. That is a
you guys balance each other out. You're like our mom and dad.
I'm like the mom. I'm literally like the mom from like Mean Girls. Like I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Right.
So that's how I live.
Okay.
I actually have a shirt that says that. Like that's my whole thing is that, you know, MILF life. So
right.
So,
I love it.
If
I'm not a MILF, I've done something horribly wrong in my life.
Honestly, I never predicted I would be a MILF, but you know, here I am. So let's rock
Live it up. That's like one of the best titles I think you can have as a woman is being a MILF, honestly.
Like, I had women from like high school. I know high school, you know, these women who would give me shit about my lifestyle, my situation, and they're like, "You're just a trophy wife," and I'm like, "So."
Right.
That's a bad thing.
Worst things to be called. Yeah.
Like, no.
Like that's all I want to be is to be a trophy wife. That's like all I aspire to do.
Like,
so
and like I just ran with it because I'm spiteful. So if you do that, like it's the same thing if somebody calls me a cunt or a bitch, I'm like, yeah, so I know.
Literally.
I know.
And
it's like when people call me a whore, I'm like, yes.
I always like when people are like, oh, you're this way. I'm like, I know what I'm about. I know what I'm about. Like, you're not telling me anything different. I already know. And you know what? We just have more fun. Yay.
Right.
Why is Martha a GILF? Are you pregnant?
Martha.
I'm a GILF. Grandma.
I'm not pregnant. My older brother has kids, not me.
GILF is like, Grandma, I would like to
let me get my phone.
Guys, like, fuck? I don't know.
Hold on, I think Courtney is having
Courtney's having issues.
All right, give me a second. I gotta send them the link again.
So we did.
I'll do it on Twitter.
These unorganized bitches.
I literally emailed them this shit, and I think they don't fucking.
You did. It's on. You emailed it to everybody yesterday.
I did it a day in advance because I knew I was gonna be getting drunk.
Shout out to Sarah for getting this whole shit together because she's the one that's orchestrating it.
I did.
We love you.
I won't lie. I have the least life. Like everybody else in here works a real job, and I just fucking shit post on the internet. And well, I mean, you have a kid.
You're a mom. That's a job.
Right. Like being a mom is a job. Like you have life to take care of. I don't.
You want to know something that's so sad? I found like 5 new white hairs on my head, and I'm like, I can never go back like having my natural hair color, which is brown. Because they're just gonna see the gray and white hair, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm aging. You think you have gray already? Maybe it's just I do. I see it coming.
You do? Okay.
It's pathetic. I used to pluck it out, but now I'm just like, fuck it. Let's rock this white hair. Show what the life of stress is doing.
That's so funny. I literally just tried to make my hair white. I don't know. I went more blonde. I
like it. I like it. It's cute.
But it wasn't growing out well. I wanted to go a little more icy. So
I get it.
Here we are. Got my hair done.
It's like as soon as you go like light or blonde, it just is like, oh, let me grab yellow. So it's just whatever.
Right, exactly. It's impossible to go blonde.
I do want to say, like, since I'm gonna have to hop off, I know we're talking about the political compasses.
Yes.
And we're doing this, so I'll talk about mine a little bit. I'm a true ANCAP. I'm pretty much like 7 to the right, 7 down. I am like a true ANCAP. which is kind of sad because I thought I was leaning a little bit more left, but now I'm just straight and cap. Which is really kind of like, okay, I get it, I'm autistic, but am I that autistic? So, and I'm like, when you do the political compass, it really like, there's so many gray zones where you could go with these questions. It was like, do you believe, like, it was about abortion. Do you believe that abortion should be illegal only for the woman's health? And I'm like, but what about rape?
That's such a tricky, like, and so I tried taking the test and I just didn't understand the question. So my friends are gonna help me because I'm actually retarded.
Well,
we're gonna go through it. We'll get you through
they're
it,
gonna
Sarah.
help me. They're gonna tell me what the big words mean because I don't know what the big words mean.
I've met Sarah. She's not retarded.
And like compared to Sarah, you're probably a little bit more up and left to me, just a tad.
Okay.
Just a tad, because like my results were like screaming autistic men who like read just like theory. You know those people on Twitter that just read theory all day and just quote theory. I'm like, I haven't read any of these fuckers' books. Like I don't even know.
I try,
I just feel.
But like, it's boring. Like every time I read it, I'm like, I'm smarter than Murray Rothbard. He can suck a dick. Like I'm not interested in what this old ass man that is dead has to say. I really don't care.
Well,
I'm sorry.
The book I'm reading now,
bitch.
I'm reading the Anarchist Handbook that Michael Malice put together. So shout out to him for being amazing, I guess. But he probably doesn't give a shit about any of us.
No, Michael Malice actually hates me. I think reasonably, I think most people that I meet at conventions hate me. My goal is to just not let Dave Smith think I'm retarded. That's all. I'm just going to go up to him, shake his hand, and be like, nice to meet you, Dave. I'm Sarah. I'm not going to say I'm Liberty Thought. I'm not going to be that autistic. Like, I'm Sarah. It's nice to meet you. I'm just going to walk away.
Sarah,
like,
I hate to break it to you, honey.
I know. They see this tall white bitch coming up in a crop top. They're going to be like, oh, God, kill me now. I get it. I was literally Michael Malice probably when he met me.
It was weird. Like, I met a guy who lives in Florida at the Tom Woods event. And, like, I know where the area he lives at. And we talked about it. I was with Jose when we were talking. And he found me on Twitter. And he's like, we're practically neighbors. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, do not kill me, please.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird.
I mean, he didn't give a vibe like he would be like, oh, let me stream.
But like, you just don't.
Yeah.
Like
you
when
don't
it comes
know.
to like women's locations, right?
Well, like
there's something you just don't say. That's it.
Yeah.
Like.
Right. Just like, please. Okay, so I'm gonna plug Jeremy again. JTodd301. His podcast is so fucking cool. He was telling me about it today. His podcast is basically like helping libertarian men to stop being so autistic. Like he teaches them social skills. He teaches them because Jeremy Todd, like he's amazing. He has like a beautiful wife. She's successful. He has a baby. Like imagine that, a libertarian man that actually has a family. Oh my God. So
Jeremy he's the shit. Like honestly,
Jeremy's pretty cool.
Shit.
So check out his podcast if you want to learn how to not be an autistic ass motherfucker.
What's his podcast? I thought he was
his organization is Selling Liberty, and I think
so.
That's
He
also
does that with
podcast.
I think he's doing that with Brian.
It's like he does it by himself. I saw his little studio in the garage, but.
So I will say, like, libertarian men, if you do want to like talk to women and not be creepy, definitely check out Jeremy because he's like the perfect like non-creepy. Let me be your friend.
Yeah, like I would trust Jeremy. I mean, I'm staying in a house with Jeremy all weekend. If I had any doubts that he was a weirdo, I would not be staying in an Airbnb with him. So he's very cool.
So I saw that Spike Cohen has unfortunately got COVID. So he was unable to go. So Tasha's husband is unable to go to the convention.
I'm more upset about not being able to see Tasha. I miss her.
I know. And hopefully everything's fine. I know he had a rough few days, so hopefully he's okay. I definitely think right now he's one of the top tier messengers of liberty.
No, he is. He's also not autistic. Maybe a little bit.
I always love logging onto Facebook, and the first comment I see is him just on some government agency's page, just giving them shit constantly.
He's such a good troll. He's so
you
good.
know, but he doesn't just troll. He really gives out like definite information that is needed.
Like he give out like good information. Hey Juliana.
Hello. But he doesn't just
Hold on.
Someone's
Someone
echoing.
needs to put their
Someone's
headphones
echoing.
in. Yeah.
that is needed.
Like he give out like good information. Hey Juliana. Juliana, that might be you.
It's Juliana.
Oh God.
Text her.
Juliana.
Hold on. Let me mute. I can mute her. 1 second.
So
Mute. Okay, I'm
Is
gonna mute
everything
her
okay?
so she figures that out. Okay.
You're in timeout.
What is Courtney? Courtney.
Sorry, it's my cat. She's.
Am I good?
I've been like out all day, and she's like, "You have not played with me at all." Come on,
She
let's
really-
go.
So
She
do you
really
want to
missed
go
you.
over so back to the can we talk about real quick, I want to talk about one thing. The Supreme Court of the United States came out and blocked the vaccine mandate for
Yes.
the workers.
Yes, they
Hallelujah, thank
Yes.
you, Jesus. But let's
That is
have
definitely a white
discussion.
pill.
I want to argue that it's a white pill. I want to say it is, but it shouldn't have even got to that point. And it shouldn't even got to the point where we're like, well, sitting on edge. I think at this point, it's just a good way for us to see that how poorly liberty is being messaged to the people that we feel like this is okay.
And also medical workers still have to get it. I mean,
I
Hannah, you know the
I
most
know.
about law probably. So like, what do you think about the situation?
I mean, I think that it's definitely a good thing for most people. I think that I think the healthcare thing is something that will be discussed further. I don't necessarily think that that's just, I don't think people are going to take kindly to that who are being, forced to or kind of waiting to hear.
Yeah. If you're losing doctors, then what are you going to do?
It's
Right.
And then they say, oh, the hospitals are overrun. Stop fucking firing people. And then also they're firing people for not getting the vaccine. And then they're now letting people, doctors and nurses who are COVID positive, go to work. And it's like, so you're going to fire someone for not getting the vaccine, but then you're going to let them work with COVID anyway. What the fuck is the point? Like,
Right.
And also, like, I had this thought once. It's like, okay, they say that, like, the hospital beds are full. Like, how many actual hospital beds are there in a hospital? You know what I mean? Like, even if you have the worst of the worst COVID cases in the hospital, compared to, like, a giant city, like, how many percentage-wise is that? That's actually that sick. It's still not that many. I mean, hospitals don't have that many beds, right? There's not, like, thousands of beds in hospitals.
Well, the whole thing with ICUs, they're supposed to run as highly efficient as possible, highly as profitable as possible. So they try and stack and keep the beds limited to the amount of people that they expect. So they want these they don't want them overrun. I will say, like, I am a NICU mom, so like I do have, like, with the neonatal ICU, though the NICU is always packed because it wouldn't be efficient to keep these highly skilled doctors and nurses if there weren't patients. And and like the other thing is, my sister right now is in the hospital with COVID. She's pregnant. She has an autoimmune disorder. She's going to be fine. But I think it's really shocking to me that we are firing nurses and doctors for not getting vaccinated. And these people, I think what's really, so we talk about that the Supreme Court thing is a white pill. Yes and no. Like I said, I don't think it's a white pill in the way that I want to be like, oh, it shouldn't even got there. It also doesn't cover everything. I think it's just unfortunate that I feel like they're giving us a bone at this point. I feel like they're giving us bare minimum expectations.
Yeah, it's like something to be happy about when we shouldn't have.
And we shouldn't even have to be happy about it because it shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't have even got to that point. There's no way that he could have even ever been able to say that.
It reminds me of when we were asking for the schools to be open. We were begging. Parents were begging. Yeah. And you guys know how I don't like government schools, but they were begging, and I understand that. And they decide we'll be open part-time or wherever it was. We'll open this time, but with expectations of shutting down again. That's throwing us a bone that they shouldn't even been able to have the ability to. They should work with us, but they're not. And yet we're being punished because they're choosing their way, and we have no say in it. And how many politicians
mass formation psychosis?
It's not
And these
real
people-
according to fact checkers, Sarah. Fact checkers said it's fake as
Fake.
fuck.
Mass
It's
formations like houses isn't real.
Who's gonna
There's
fact
actually
check
this
this?
book I'm reading called The United States of Fear. I don't know if you guys have heard of America's Frontline Doctors, but one of the doctors from that book, he's like a psychologist. He wrote that book, and it's just about how like everyone is fucking pussy these days. It's pretty cool. It's called United States of Fear. So check that out if you want some actual scientific evidence behind what's going on, because he's like a psychologist. I don't know. Good book recommendation.
I tweeted out a little bit ago why so many millennials seem to be caught up with COVID, why they seem to be so obsessed with it. We talk about millennials. I'm a millennial. I don't know. Some of you guys are. Some of you guys aren't. We're at that weird cusp. So I'm a millennial, and so many millennials want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And this is their perfect victimization, is through going through COVID to make them feel they're a part of something, that they are victimized, and that it gives them something to do with their miserable lives, that they're not just working their shitty jobs 9 to 5, get home, they hate their lives. But you know what? As soon as they log on Twitter or they log on Instagram or Facebook, they're bigger than what they are. It gives them some excitement in their own lives. And part of that, I think specifically millennials drive it, is because a lot of us were given everything in life. We were given an easy route comparatively to the other generations. And this is like, I hate millennials. This is just the truth. That we've never truly had to develop personalities other than just being millennials. And this gives us an out to give us
It's like when you don't have
something.
to go through shit, you're not going to be as strong of a person. And so now they feel like they need something to give them a personality and like make them feel like they're fighting a good cause, when really you're not, you know?
I will also say that because we're so connected through our phones, how often do people meet up? How often is we live our lives online fully. So we have no sense of community. But COVID gives these people a false sense of community. Because you say, I have COVID. If somebody says, I have COVID, the next person's going to be like, well, I have COVID too. And you have that connection, even though it might be false, it might be for a short period of time. They have something, whether it's genuine or not. And it's a sad state of affairs that we're looking to make connections.
Meanwhile, we just don't give a fuck because we're just not, we don't live in fear. So,
and back to like the Supreme Court case as well. I had mentioned this to Sarah earlier. You know, of all the people to say that, that where the government's making the decision for them, it's the most qualified people to make their own health decisions. It's the doctors and nurses that are being forced to get the vaccines when they probably know more about all of that than the public 100%. Health officials in the government that are making the decisions for them. If anything, like, yes, a doctor should be able to choose how he think is going to be best, you know, for him to live his life, whether that's getting a vaccine or not. And, you know, by like requiring it, like that's like you're saying like, oh, you don't know nothing as a doctor. Like, okay, we're going to make all these decisions for you. That's idiotic.
I truly,
just to give a quick plug, I follow this guy on Twitter. We're mutuals. Dr._Boots McGee 33. He is a pediatrician and he is, you know, an actual doctor that's like super anti these vaccine mandates and he doesn't want to get a vaccine. So follow him if you want some real life, like someone that's living through it. He's cool.
I will say the transparency has been shown by they talk about how overrun the hospitals are, but yet the transparency, they're showing their hands. The hospitals are overrun, and yet they're forcing these doctors and nurses to either quit, get fired, or get the vaccine. And it just shows you this hand. And I wish more people, it's kind of like you talk to a normal person and these people are terrified of COVID. They've truly terrified these people to the core. And some people will never be able to live healthy, recovering lives from this psychosis. And you talk to these people and they think, I mean, there was a study done that showed that a lot of people think if you end up with COVID, you will end up in the hospital. And that's just quite frankly not true. For most of us, we all have healthy immune systems and will fare pretty well with COVID. Some of us have harder symptoms than others, but we should be okay. It would be like the flu to us. And
it was the flu to me.
We don't shut down for that. We don't keep our kids out of schools. We don't mask them. We don't quarantine. You guys saw the article about the woman putting her child in the trunk of the vehicle.
It's crazy. These people are just like.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was kind of funny. But that's Florida life for you. But overall, it's kind of like it's kind of like, this is what's driving these people. You have mothers in these, I'm in several mom groups, mothers locking their 6, 7, 8-year-olds in their bedrooms because they're COVID positive, and the mother's terrified to get it. And like, these kids are not vectors, they're not carriers. Your mother, this is what you signed up for. As a parent, you sign up to get sick. I can't tell you how many times my child sneezed in my face and I ended up getting a cold. But it comes from
you get like a motherly immunity too when your kid gets sick.
And you know what? You just gotta walk through it. And a lot of these people are not willing to walk through it. And it's like, have you lost your mind? Was anybody on campus when this COVID regime was going on?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Who was?
I was, Juliana.
Do you care to tell us how it was being on campus with the COVID regime?
Yeah. So I was a senior in my undergrad when it first, happened. And at first, it happened over our spring break. So I'm trying to think. So initially we had, just our week of spring break, whatever. And then it turned into 2 weeks because of the, all the virus stuff and whatever. And no one knew what the hell was going on. And so by the end of the second week, that's when it was announced that everything would be online for the rest of the semester, and that, it would be online until further notice. So, and then we had like 3 days to move out of the dorms, which I thought was insane. And then they canceled graduation. All like the labs that you have to do for like STEM students and stuff, those, that have to be in person. Like,
did they reimburse you for going online?
Oh, absolutely not.
Because
I think my tuition got more expensive.
Yeah, tuition got more expensive once it went online.
I will say I am a graduate at the University of Florida, which is about 4 hours about where I live, and I went through all of college online because I had Annabelle at home with me, so I was raising a child and going to school at the same time. The last year and a half of my degree, I was at UF online, had to do it at home online, obviously. COVID hit. And my daughter came home from school, which was a bit stressful, but they told us, everybody was like 15 days to slow the spread. We were like, well, on this, it's fine. We'll handle it. And then she eventually went back to school 3 months later. But I went to school. My cost of my tuition was half the cost of an in-state tuition person, in person, which is insane because all of those in-state tuition kids had to go online and pay the same amount, but I was paying half. And I was already in a pre-qualified online program, which is like number 4 in the state, in the country. So it was well fleshed out. And I just thought it was insane. All of these students who were in person were paying twice as much as I was to get the same education. And I thought that was a bit absurd that the University of Florida and a lot of these other colleges capitalized on that to just continue to charge the same price, and if not more, for these students who they forced out of those dorms into at home who had more expenses. And I think it's a shame. And how many colleges and universities did get a handout from the government? I have no idea, but how many applied for these handouts? So.
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are, but I would bet that it's a lot more than we'd like to think. That stuff is so like hush hush. It's like no one ever talks about it. It's not really something that you have to seek out the information if you want to find it.
We should do an episode about government programs. Okay.
I like that idea.
We're about 30 minutes in. I love this. This has been good. But we got to go political compass test real quick.
All right.
That's going to take a minute. Real quick though. Yes.
I'm gonna talk mine real quick, just if people talked on, and then I'm stay for a little discussion. I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna go get shit faced.
Go get shit. I'm getting shit faced right now. Jeremy, pour me a shot. Let's go.
Love that. Okay, so if you weren't on the live stream before, if you just hopped on, I did the political compass. I felt like I was leaning a little bit more left because I am like kind of slightly a tree hugger and very environmental friendly, which is funny. Anyways, I ended up being like 8 over to the right and 7 down. I'm truly an ANCAP. I think I'm the most, me and Sarah might be going head and head versus who's the most anarchist, but I think I got a little bit on that. But she still needs to take the compass. It was our only job to do today, and Sarah was like, no, I'm going to go to Florida, Arizona, and get shit-faced.
No, we're here. Like, I'm ready to go. The only thing, so me and Courtney hung out last night, so I think we should talk about that for a second.
Okay, you guys
we do have a
so
picture
cute.
to drop.
So cute.
Okay, so yeah, the girls have seen the picture, obviously. We haven't posted it on the TL yet, but first of all, I'm in Twitter jail for 5 more hours, just so you all know. And to be honest, I think I would rather be in actual jail. I swear to God, if I could have my phone in a prison, I would rather be in actual jail than in Twitter jail, because all I do is fucking go on Twitter anyway. So I swear to God, put me in a fucking prison and give me a phone and I'm good. I hate being in Twitter jail.
It was so funny.
Okay.
The reason why you got in Twitter jail was so funny. It was true though.
Yeah, why
so
are you in Twitter jail?
I tweeted, they didn't actually give me the tweet, but I had quoted a tweet. There was an article going around saying that you're more attracted to the opposite sex if they wear a mask. And I was like, yeah, I'm more attracted to them because I don't have to see their ugly soy boy faces. And then Twitter was like, you're in jail for bullying. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Good. Fuck you, Twitter. I'm going to get yeeted one day and it's all good. Y'all will come follow me on the new page, but fuck soy boys, fuck your masks. I don't care. You're all ugly motherfuckers.
Okay,
if you're a man
can we all say fuck soy boys, fuck men who wear masks.
Fuck soy boys, fuck men who wear masks.
Boys.
You're not a Chad.
Bunch of pussies.
You're not a Chad.
I'm heading off. I'll see you guys later.
Have fun.
Okay, bye, Alex. Love you. Bye. So me and Courtney hung out. Courtney, would you like to talk about that for a second? Because, you know, like, I don't know. Yeah, I was probably more drunk than you. If you have any.
Yeah, no, and and first, like, about soy, like, people should watch how much soybean oil is in everything. I literally, like, got back from Costco a little while ago. That's why I was late on the live stream, because I was putting away my Costco groceries, and I'm, like, looking through things, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a quinoa salad. This looks nice, and I'm like, why is there soybean oil in this? Like, they put it in so much, so literally people watch your groceries. But yeah, no, I got to hang out with Sarah last night. I've now met 2 of the Liberty ladies, which is great. But nope, it was fun. We got to go out for a night of Wild West nightlife, which I don't think she'd really experienced before.
I have not experienced. I got to go to a cowboy, an old I won't say how old. Y'all know I got a little problem with the men that I'm attracted to. I'm like, 40, nah, 50, okay. So anyways, an older gentleman asked me to dance, and he taught me the spinning. He taught me it was nice. I learned how to dance like a little country girl. So of course I got to talk like I'm from the South for the next 5 minutes. But it was cool. And Courtney's great. I feel like it's always you always get a little bit of anxiety meeting your internet friends, but like I was super chill with Courtney. I was like, you're just like a cool person, like you are on the internet. Like very real, very much how she is, very sweet girl. Love Courtney. We have a picture together. We will tweet it shortly.
Yeah. Courtney, we never took a picture together. I think about that a lot.
She was telling me that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like, Hannah, because we totally, like, the night before, like, I totally forgot, and then I like got tired, and so I was like, I went to bed before you did. But so then the next morning, like, I woke up and you were still asleep, and I actually stayed at your house longer because I'm like, oh, Hannah will probably wake up soon, and then like we can like take a picture together. And you were just like, you did not.
Hannah was
you
like,
were out, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm not going to wait until she wakes up, since I still was driving to Idaho like that day.
That was wise. I sleep in on the weekends. Oh my God, I will literally sleep till noon. I'm like a teenager. It's awful.
As you should, Queen. I sleep till noon every day because I don't work. So I love that for you. No, not noon, like 9, but yeah.
But no, Sarah was great. She is tall.
I am tall. Courtney's taller, I think, than people expect, because like I'm so tall. So when I see someone that's like 5'8" or 5'9", I'm like, okay, you're like average, right? I'm not like, oh my God, you're so tall. But like I think Courtney is taller than people would expect her to be. Not to me though, just because I'm a giant. I'm literally an NFL fucking linebacker. But
it's okay,
I don't know. You have like an inch on me. You have a good inch on me.
I do. No, I was definitely like taller than you, but you are not a short girl. Also, do we want to tell them how retarded I am? I had a couple retarded moments, but I think the most retarded moment was when Courtney told me that I was on a different time.
she was planning earlier for this live stream, and she's like, okay, she's like, it's gonna be at 4:30, and it's like she was trying to, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm
Jeremy
like,
better get me by 12 because I need to be at the house by 3. And then she's like, wait, why do you need to be there by 3? Like, we're not going on until 5:30. I was like, no, it's 4:30. She's like, no, we're in Mountain Time. I was like, what?
To be fair, the state of Arizona, we don't do time change. Like, we don't do time change here.
California's on a time change right now.
That's
So
Right, so they
literally
flip back and
lost an
forth
hour.
between Pacific and Mountain depending on if it's daylight savings or not. So it's an understandable thing. I travel a lot, so that's why I know.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm literally sitting there texting Jeremy like, he better be able to get me at this time. And then Courtney's like, wait, you know we're on time. It was literally 11 o'clock at night until I realized we were on a different time zone. So I do definitely have, I have my retarded moments, but to be fair, I also don't go to Arizona. Yeah, blonde moments, but I don't go to Arizona. Like, I wouldn't. And Arizona's like the weird state that doesn't change the time. So it's like, you don't really expect it, you know? But I live and learn something new every day. I learn a lot of new things every day because my brain is the size of a pea. But
we're going to learn so much on the political compass test. I'm so excited.
Yes. I'm stoked. Should we do it now?
All right. Should we let's get it going.
Okay, let's get it. We're going to figure this out.
Okay, so didn't you text us all the link?
Yeah, I texted it to you guys.
Let's see. Yeah, and if I remember correctly from when we've looked at this before, I'm pretty sure Hannah and I were pretty darn close. I think of like all the people that I was like friends with. So. I think ours were like really, really close. I'm curious if like when you take it now, if it'll show up any different than it has before.
I've never been able to take it. I think Juliana's taken it because Juliana's actually like smart and knows things about politics very well in depth. So I know you guys have all taken it. I haven't. I literally got to the second question and I was like, I don't know what this means.
Dude, I've taken it several times, and I would say in high school I was like, I feel like okay, so I've always been on the lib left quadrant, but I would say like maybe a couple months ago. Yeah, no, I know. And a couple months ago, I was like pretty low on the lib left, and I was like, whoa, am I okay? Like, I need to do like a, am I like too dooming? You know what I'm saying? And so I literally was like, do I want to live my life? I was literally thinking like, do I want to live my life as if every day I'm just assuming that today is Armageddon, like today is doomsday, you know? And so I was like, like, damn. And so then, I just kind of like chilled from like Twitter for like a little bit, also because I've been really busy working. And so then
Queen has a job.
Huh?
Queen who has a job. Love it.
I hate it. But
period.
Dude, feminism is a government psyop in order for the government to get more money. I said it.
I hate feminism. We will do a whole anti-feminism episode.
We hate
I swear
feminism.
to God. I hate feminism. Like, awful. Horrible movement.
I redid my compass test today, and it's like, and it was kind of in like the upper lib left quadrant. And so like, in all actuality, that's usually pretty consistently where I am always at. So I was like, okay, cool. So like, I'm a little, less doomy, less, like, I mean, internally,
I hate my life, bitch. Yeah, I love it.
Like, internally, am I, an anarchist? Probably. Like, yes, question mark. But, like, realistically speaking, like, if I was actually a policymaker, that's kind of like what stance I take when I am, like, taking these quizzes is, like, the stance of, like, a policymaker. So.
Yeah, and for anyone that hasn't seen the political compass before, we don't need to talk about my results yet, but I have mine here because I have it on my iPad, so I can like kind of show you guys. I'll try to make this as straight as I can. So
so there's a good example.
Yeah, so let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to hold this as straight as I can. We're not fancy enough for screen shares yet, so all right. So the blue quadrant, that's going to be the upper right. That's what you have your normal conservatives over here.
That's like a MAGA person.
And mind you, the authoritarianism is up here. All right, so then you're going to have like your red over here, your authoritarians like on the left side, Then down here,
Oh, Zaynep's here. Perfect.
you're
She
gonna
got here
have
just in time.
the green,
Hi.
which is what Juliana was just saying that she's in, and then you have.
Oh wait, not lib left. I'm sorry, lib right. Sorry.
Wait.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Are you talking about the purple here?
Yes, I'm usually in the purple.
Okay, as I was gonna say, I was like surprised when you're saying you were in the green, and I'm like, that's like quite different, like over here.
No, fuck that.
And then there's the purple side, and as you can see, I'm just south of the border here.
That's right about where I usually am too. I'm excited to retake it.
I know, me too. Zaynep, have you done ever a political compass test?
Yeah, I actually did it today, and I forgot to send it to you.
Oh, that's fine. We're all going to do it together because the mentally challenged one doesn't know the questions. So we're going to go through and talk about it a little bit. Yeah, so should we start? Is everybody ready?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
The first one says,
take the test.
If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations.
I'm sorry. I'm so confused. What does that mean? Like, I knew this like I was kindergartner. I don't know what that means.
No, it's okay. So it's kind of like a centralized world government, essentially. That's what that means.
Economic globalization is like a world government. So like if there was like one economy.
It's socialism, basically. It's asking you about
pretty
socialism.
much, yeah.
Strongly disagree.
I actually kind of have a hard time choosing between this one because, like, obviously, I'm not a socialist.
Good.
Exactly.
Also, real quick, if you're watching, take your test and tweet us the answers later for your political compass test. If you're watching, you should take it live with us because that's what we're doing. Okay, go ahead.
That's a confusing question because it says if it's inevitable, which fuck you, I don't want it at all. But then you have to pick either way.
Are we going? Yeah.
But exactly. You're right. It is basically like corporations
I'd probably rather
people.
Die than give into the system. Like I would literally rather die. So it's fine. I'll say strongly.
That's not an option on the test, Sarah.
I know. I know.
Literally rather die. That's Sarah's answer.
Me to everything. Okay.
I think I'm gonna push disagree.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost on that. Okay. All right, question 2. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. I feel like that's pretty simple. We can answer that. Yeah.
Fuck the Patriot Act.
No. Strongly disagree. I strongly disagree.
Oh, same.
Question 3. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
I think I disagree with that.
Yeah, I put disagree.
I say disagree.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I think that one I strongly disagree with.
Yeah,
because you can be proud of where you're from anywhere. That's dumb.
Yeah,
right. And
it
people
makes me
in
think of
the Olympics. Are proud of where they're from.
The Olympics every 4 years. Everyone represents their countries and they have all this, pride and things like that. And it's just really it's wholesome. And so, go off.
Hell yeah, America. Yeehaw. Fucking love America.
Well, and just because you have problems with America too does not mean you have to hate it in general. You can recognize that there's changes that you want to make.
You can hate your government and not hate your country. Exactly.
Right, and still love that we have more freedom here than they do in almost any country in the world.
Right, like China, fuck that. North Korea.
Yeah.
All right, question 4. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Is that talking about white people?
Wait. Who are we talking about? Because if I read that question, it would be different.
Humans? Or are we talking about races of people?
It's hella ambiguous.
So that's like a racist question.
Yeah,
our race, on my personal race, which is British and white as fuck. So,
Sarah L.
Do you think you're superior because of your race, basically? Who's a racist here? That's what the question's asking.
I really
disagree.
Yeah, just really, I don't know. That's just dumb.
Although low-key Asians are really smart, but I won't.
Oh no!
I know. White people are bottom of the barrel. I want a different race. I want a Middle Eastern husband or a Mexican husband. They work hard as fuck. So don't give me a white husband. Okay. Anyway. Next question.
Okay.
The enemy of the enemy is
the enemy
my friend.
of my. Agree.
Okay.
I would
that's
agree.
Strongly
Pathological
disagree.
psychopath.
I say strongly disagree.
I was the same
Really?
because I'm like, yeah, I said strongly disagree. Because I'm like, the enemy of the enemy, like, I don't care who my enemy's enemy is. Like, doesn't fucking matter to me. My enemy's my enemy for my own reason.
Same.
You know?
Like, I'm thinking about this in like a workplace setting. Like, if someone I hate and like that, and like one of my coworkers also hates that person, I'd be like,
you would be friends
this
with
is
them.
none of my business. None of my business.
But like,
No,
also at the same
none of my
time,
business.
I'm like, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, so what is the reason that they hate you for, and should I stay away from you?
Interesting.
See, I think of
Okay,
it more of
that's
like
fair.
a government perspective, I'm like,
The
ooh, like,
enemy
okay,
of
if there's
us
someone
is
that
North
China really
Korea.
doesn't like, then I like them because China doesn't like them.
I
Like, that's just
like,
gonna go like
that's
hand
fair
in
too.
hand.
Okay, but that's fair. I'm gonna still say strongly disagree. Okay. Military action that okay, I don't know this one. Someone's gonna explain this to me. I don't know. I don't know military shit.
Military
I'm sorry.
action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
So, Sarah, this kind of is talking about like international law when it comes to like war crimes and things like that. So, like for example, when we were in Afghanistan getting pulled out, blah blah blah, we had a treaty with Afghanistan to where, like, you know, no one was allowed to like shoot each other or whatever. Clearly, that treaty was very much broken. So that would be considered, you know, that international law is, you know.
So if I think that's a good thing, I agree or I strongly disagree.
Oh, I put agree.
I
Really?
definitely
Okay.
agree with that one too. I don't remember if I put agree or
I think
strongly
so.
agree.
I don't like
But,
war. I'm like a hippie when it comes to that. I'm like, no war and the wars.
Well,
so
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
also at the same
But
time,
I know I
like,
can't
if
just.
the government is telling you, hey, don't do this, but you
And they
like
do it. Okay,
personally
that's fair.
think that it's justified for either your own safety, the safety of others, would you do it?
Right. Okay, I get that. All right.
Bitch, are you vaping?
I'm drunk. I'm gonna quit vaping again after Arizona.
Oh my god.
Look, this is my sober calendar. Wait, why is it not
Girl,
focusing?
my sober calendar, like I'm on
This is
vacation,
my
though. Like, I'm
nicotine
not an
sober
alcoholic.
calendar.
Sarah.
I will quit again after Florida. I know.
Cheers.
Me and Juliana love Jules. We're the white girls. We love the Jules. Cheers.
Fuck you,
Let's go.
because
Please.
I want to Juul so bad, and I
promise
haven't
I'll
done
put
it.
on. I've had a
Stay strong,
stressful
Hannah.
ass
Stay
week.
strong.
Stay strong.
I know. I'm gonna be the one that needs Botox when I'm 30, so don't even worry about it. All right. Question whatever. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Explain?
So
Yeah,
when
I mean,
sorry, I'm not trying to like
propaganda.
monopolize explaining all of
No,
the
yeah, I honestly, Juliana, I think you should explain it. I feel like you would explain it to the best because you know I'm like 5-year-old at heart, so I need.
Well, I'm shy. Anyway, so there is a warring fusion of information and entertainment. So and entertainment. So I put agree for this one only because, I mean, when it comes to like the abundance of, you know, stimuli that we have from our screens and stuff like that, right. I feel like it creates a huge avenue for any and all propaganda, no matter what side.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Thanks.
Okay. Cool. So we got that part out of the way. Next page.
And if you're following along, you should be able to move to the next page.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
First question. People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality.
I agree.
I don't think we need much of an explanation for this one.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Me and Courtney talked about this earlier. Yeah. Okay. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Okay. I think we kind of all know what that means. If any of you don't know what it means, I'm sure I'm the only one, but just let us know. But if I know what it means, you probably all know what it means. Okay.
I put strongly agree for that. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I'm very on the fence with this one. This is a hard one for me to answer for many reasons.
It's a hard one for me to answer too.
Because it's like, ideally we don't live in Ancapistan. So I need to be aware of like the reality of the situation. So that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, I actually, oddly enough, put agree for this one only because when it comes to like, collecting our natural resources and things that we use, domestically and that we even, export overseas and things like that. I mean, just like if we don't essentially care of the resources, we're losing a whole hell of a lot of revenue. And then we're also losing resources.
I get that.
And so then,
unfortunately, right now, the people who regulate it are the government. So at the end of the day, it's like, do you want no regulations or do you want government regulations? So I get that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think my thing is that I want less regulations maybe than we have now. And so that's why I think I was like soft disagree.
Oh, no, same, Courtney.
Yeah.
Same.
No, that's true. I went fishing the other day and you could only catch 4-pound fish. And I was like, why? I want to catch 5 pounds of fish. Fuck you, government. But like little things like that, it's like, why are you telling me what to do? I don't know. That's a tricky one, but yeah. All right, next one. Who wants to go? Someone read it.
Here, all right, I'll read this one. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is fundamentally a good idea. There are probably a few ways you could interpret this. I mean, but for me, it's kind of talking about socialism, basically, where it's like, oh, you need extra help than this person over here. Well, let's give you this. And it's trying to make things even in a world that we aren't created like
we aren't equal. Yeah,
we're not equal. People have different skills and abilities.
Like, we have equal of opportunity, but we don't have equal outcome. And so,
for sure.
it's So for that one, I put strongly disagree.
Yeah, same here.
Same. The freer the market, the freer the people.
Period.
Heck yeah.
Period.
Strongly agree. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I've been up since like 2 in the
morning.
No, you're
good. I don't do anything and I sleep all day, so it's fine. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled branded consumer product. Again, this is one
I
disagree. Hard.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I think
that's capitalism, baby.
Exactly. I think it's good that people can have that access to water, But
well, and it's like you don't have to drink bottled water. If you don't want to drink bottled water, then don't. But if people do, then they can buy it. Let the people have their bottled water.
Exactly. Choices.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Disagree.
I'll put
strongly disagree.
Strongly fucking disagree.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. You
want to talk to Bill Gates about that one?
Fuck Bill Gates.
It is regrettable.
Wow.
Jesus.
Sorry.
It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Disagree. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true because
people who simply manipulate. I mean,
don't contribute anything to society. We have iPhones. Like, what do you mean? Like, no.
We have
manipulate money, but manipulate money could be many things. Manipulate money could be like people in the government buying stocks that they know are going to go up, or it could just be like your local drug dealer flipping a pound of weed. That's
true. That's true.
It's hard to distinguish what that really means.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think
it just means in general.
I think that you play it. I think that.
Do you think?
If
how
that's
do we
the way it
think
is?
Of this question though. Yeah.
Personally, I think that I think that that's the way that it is, and like either you're gonna pretend that it's not that way, or you're gonna accept that it is that way, and like also
and like accept reality,
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I feel like that almost kind of even just dives deeply into like our innate human nature as to like what it is that we strive and both have a drive for, and like the opportunistic traits within us, things like that. So I mean, like if they're used for good and evil, that's up to our free will, but like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we want to be in a world where like if you're smarter, you can make more money than somebody else who's not as smart as you.
Yeah. I want to get rewarded for the fact that I have a brain in my head, and the fucking dum-dum down the street that shouldn't have the same things. Like, sorry if that's fucking insensitive, but it's true.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I mean, even those without a brain figure out how to make money, so. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
What's protectionism?
Yeah, here I can talk on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because like protectionism, it's kind of like a national that you're very like national in terms of like, you know, you're like, oh well, we want, you know, the US to kind of win on trade, and so, you know, maybe they're going to put tariffs in place and things like that. You know, it can go back and forth, but generally it's kind of like the nation like taking care of itself in terms of trade.
Okay.
And so I tend to be of the, you know, that saying that yes, that, you know, protectionism is good.
Agree.
Some people can, you know, disagree and stuff, but I'm like, no, I think that we should be looking out for the United States in the decisions that we're making when it comes to trading with other countries.
Yeah, fair. I like that. Okay.
Fair. All right.
The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver profit to its shareholders. I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, I disagree.
I mean, I think that is the primary one. I don't know if it's the only, but I think it is the primary one. Like, as a business, you want to be profitable. That's like the main purpose of you having a business. Now, I mean, you want to do other things too, but like,
but it's not the only purpose, which is what it says. The only.
Yeah, I think I would agree with it, but maybe not strongly agree.
If you have like a fucking shady company that's doing shady shit, then I don't know. That's tricky, but yeah, these are very like black and white questions to me. But,
yeah, I'm not a fan, but
you know, you just have to answer, I guess, the best you can and go from there. All right, the rich are too highly taxed. I'm anti-tax. Don't care how rich you are. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, don't care.
No, so
don't
agree.
Care.
Strongly agree.
Yeah.
Wait, if I don't want them to pay taxes, I say strongly agree, right?
Correct.
You say they're too highly taxed.
Okay. Right.
Sarah,
okay.
do you understand yes or no?
I'm literally thinking of these as yes or no questions.
Are you good?
But I have to like expand my mind. Yeah.
Okay. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
I could
Absolutely.
agree. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Why not? I don't care.
Okay. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
I
don't know. That's hard.
Because, like, you know,
I don't
for example,
think
people
so.
can get sued
The
for false
government shouldn't be
advertising,
involved in
things
that.
like that. And, like, you know, for example, like if I'm going someplace and they're advertising, you know, whatever product that I'm looking for, and all of a sudden I walk in and it's like, that's something that's on the complete opposite of the spectrum, yeah, I'm gonna be a little upset. But, like, I'm not gonna fucking do anything about it. I'm not, like, I'm just gonna be like, damn.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's like where the free market decides. Like if you have false advertising, go on Yelp, leave a bad review, and like it'll take care of itself.
And it'll correct itself. Yeah, exactly. Like they're not going to receive business. So I mean, I just put disagree or strongly disagree.
I think I strongly disagree.
I said strongly disagree. Yeah. Okay, someone has to read the next one. I don't know what that means, but
a genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
I put strongly agree for this one.
I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what predator multinationals are.
Like multinationals are like, you know, creating monopolies. So essentially the whole purpose of like antitrust laws is to break up monopolies. So an example of a monopoly would be Amazon. So you know how like business are going out of, you know, business because I'm tired. Amazon is, you know, taking over everything, like how Borders bookstore went out of business because, you know, people are now buying books online, things like that. Same thing with, you know, Barnes and Nobles are now becoming a lot more scarce. And like, you know, just, I mean, what can you literally not get on Amazon?
Like nothing. You can get everything on Amazon.
And so, and so Amazon would be considered a monopoly. So, do you believe that a genuine free market would require restrictions on monopolies? I put strongly disagree. Or I put strongly agree.
I don't know. That's tough.
I don't feel quite as strong.
I just feel like a free market would always work itself out.
No, yeah.
But I don't know.
I definitely don't. I don't strongly disagree, but I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit more in the middle. Like I'm okay with there being maybe some things in place, but I don't.
I mean, it's up to you just to decide if you want to shop
you can't
there.
grow your business and be successful if you're doing well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say disagree. If people let monopolies take over, that's on them. You know, whatever. All right. Next page. The abortion question. Oh fuck. No, I don't like this. I'm getting anxiety. Okay.
And we are going to probably come back and do a whole episode on this at some point later
we need
down
to
the
talk
road.
about abortion. Okay, when the woman's life is not threatened, it should always be Oh my god.
See, I have a hard time with being
disagree.
illegal versus like probably shouldn't happen. I don't know. I think for this one, it should always be illegal. I think I was kind of more like a soft agree. I think on this one, soft agree.
I was a strong agree, only because, like, for example, like, I feel like in a way, if you are not, you know, utilizing the plethora of contraceptives that we are offered, and you are consenting to sex, you are also consenting to the consequences of that. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's just like, you know, I don't know. It's like it's the real world. Like,
That's exactly how I feel.
I feel like
That's
you know,
what I think.
You cannot stop biology just because it's inconvenient for you. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, for me at least,
period, queen.
Thank you. And so, you know,
That's tough.
Right? It is tough. And even denying someone that is tough. Like, you know, I've never been in that situation, but I know people who have, and you know, I've always offered any sort of, you know, help or resource because like they're taking on a new human life and they're not prepared or, you know, whatever. And they need help. And so, you know, it's the most pro-life thing that you can do. But also at the same time, I think that, you know, if abortion should be illegal when the woman's life is not threatened, I do think that obviously, of course, contraceptives are already free and things like that a majority of the time. However, I think that the root of the issue is in sex education. I think sex education needs to be required in not in universities, I'm sorry, in high school. However, when you're, you know, 16, 17, and they should teach every kind of, you know, not necessarily strictly like sex education, but education on reproduction from a, you know, biological and scientific standard. And
I'm making a note to have an abortion episode because I feel like there's a lot of good things we could talk about with it.
Margaret Sanger for hours.
Okay. So I say we just gotta go.
And if I could just say why I'm
and then
and if I could just add like a little bit why I'm kind of on the softer agree, because I don't necessarily think that like a law should just be changed tomorrow and it's like boom, all of a sudden now like all abortions are illegal. I think that doesn't really give people time to kind of make corrections in their, because I don't think it's great that we've been allowing abortions up to the point where they are all this time. But at the same time, it kind of like a grandfather clause where it's like, okay, like people need to be informed about this and like put some education in place and let people know ahead of time that this is coming. So then that way there can be some preparation there. I think that might be a little softer, you know, way to kind of slowly implement it in versus just like, boom, all of a sudden there's like a day that it changes and, you know, and that's just me trying to, you know, cater a little bit and do something that's, you know, maybe a little bit more midline, even if I don't personally agree that would be the best thing, you know, thing to do. I don't know. I think that you could just have less backlash. With something like that, if you kind of ease things in a little bit gradually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next one. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. I don't know why anyone would answer otherwise.
If you put anything less than, you know, strongly
if you put anything other than strongly agree, I don't even know why
you're a cuck. I'm sorry.
To be honest, big cuck, major cuck, soy boy energy. All right, next one. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Not really sure what that means.
That's so biblical.
Yeah, it's back to like the old the old times, like in the Old Testament. Was that was part of the law. It's like, so let's say if, like you like damage someone's eye and like they lost their eye, that means that you get to lose your eye too. Like if you knock out somebody's tooth, then you're gonna lose your tooth too. It's like whatever you do to someone else is gonna happen to you back.
Yeah, and so like modern day philosophy, how this is utilized, most commonly speaking, the death penalty. Yeah, at least.
Well, yeah, if you rape children, you should die in an electric chair. I don't really care. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care about the death penalty.
I think you should look up Greg v. Georgia. That's where they talk about that.
Okay. Got it.
But I'm against the death penalty in all circumstances, which is controversial, I know. So I put I think I put disagree or strongly disagree. I don't remember, but yeah.
See, I agree with this one. I think that it's fair. I believe in justice.
I'm anti-death penalty too.
I believe in karma. Yeah.
Deanna, you're anti-death penalty?
I
I'm
don't
not
think the
anti-death
government should
penalty.
ever make that decision.
Right.
Even if
I'm
they
like
get it
pro
wrong one
torture
time,
penalty.
that's too many
I don't
times.
know.
Like, if someone's gonna, go diddle kids or something like that, or like go, murk someone, like, and I wanted, go give them, justice, quote unquote, then like, but I'm not allowed to do that, but the government is. I just think that that's like
I
so.
should
I
be
just think
allowed to
that's
do that
such an
though.
egregious reach of like, do as I say, not as I do. Like, like bullshit.
I think we should all be allowed to go kill child rapists. I don't see the issue with that. I think any person should be allowed to kill child rapists, and that's that.
No, 100%. I just don't think the government should ever have the opportunity
That's
or
fair.
the ability to play God like that. I don't think
Yeah.
that's right.
That's fair.
Okay.
But in a way, I mean,
Taxpayers.
well, just in a way, I mean, it's jurors that should be making that decision of like whether, a sentence is passed or not. It's not
That's
like
true.
just like a state entity or something. That's the reason why we do have, panels that make those decisions and not one person.
That is true. It is still a government ruling, though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Taxpayers
next
should
one.
not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis.
Strongly
I think
agree.
I disagree.
Strong.
You
Really?
do? I think I disagree. Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree too,
Really?
Maybe
actually,
that-
because I think that arts
I think it's
and
important.
education
I
is
think
important.
it's an important. Yeah. I think so too.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
We're the same on that,
None-
Court.
I've never, I feel like come across any sort of theater or museum or library that can't survive. So I feel like that's why I'm just like, oh yeah, I disagree, or strongly agree, things like that.
I look at it as like, if the government, we already spend so much money on what bullshit. So like, if I think that's a worthy investment as a taxpayer, I would be fine with my money like going to museums and stuff like that.
I respect that.
Well, and like I grew
But
up
I
like, with,
personally
like, the
value
Smithsonian's.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
so-
museums. So
Well, and I grew up like near like the Smithsonian's and stuff, like being so close to DC. So I got to really benefit from like having those so close. And I feel like just for like education in general, if there's ever anything that I'm going to spend tax money on, it's education for people. Like that, I think, is like one of the most important things we can do. So for when it comes to schools, museums, things like that, there's other things that we can cut instead. That's not like the top of like the line for me. If anything, I think that schools especially should have more money. And, that's, a lot of the museums are set up because that we want our young children to be able to learn what happened in the past. Like, I'm so glad that we have a Holocaust museum in DC so that people can know like what happened and we don't forget that portion of history so that we end up repeating it again.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Court. Okay, next one. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
Agreed.
Compulsory means mandatory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I think we all know that one. Okay. All people have their
All
rights.
people
but
have
it
their
is
rights,
better-
but it is
Yes, go ahead.
for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Jesus fucking
Yeah, I
Christ.
strongly disagree.
Yeah.
Sarah, what was that?
What is some sorts of people?
Yeah, what do you mean,
No, but like, what is some sorts of
People
people?
their
Like, are we talking
own
about different
kind?
races?
You're
Okay,
essentially, it's
okay.
essentially,
However
yeah,
you
it's
interpret
essentially
that.
kind.
Okay. Yeah, that is
Okay.
what it is. I disagree. Okay.
Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
Oh, we need to get
Strongly
Drew
agree.
Hancock in here. Drew Hancock, where you at? We need to talk about spanking children real quick.
I think
I'm
I
kind of
disagree.
stuck on this one because while I understand that, like, the whole concept of punishment and understanding what it is that you did, like that's important. I get that. But also at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't think I could do that to my kid. Like, I don't know. And also at the same time, my
wouldn't
parents
spank
utilized
your kid.
corporal punishment on my siblings and I growing up, throughout our entire lives. And it kind of did a number on my siblings and I. So, like, for me, I'm just kind of like, I'm like a soft disagree.
Right. I was gonna make a racist joke, but I won't. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyways, we'll move on. We're not Tower Gang. We're not gonna make racist jokes. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely strongly
Okay.
agree for me.
Yeah. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents.
Strongly agree.
Depends on the parent
Strongly
again, but yeah, strongly agree. Yeah.
I think it's normal.
Possessing.
Healthy.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I kind of
marijuana for
like
personal-
disagree a little bit on the children one.
Wait, what did you say, Hannah?
Wait, really? I was just gonna read the next one. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely not like strongly disagree, but like I
Do you
don't know.
think
Like
it's
if you're a
natural for a
parent, like
child-
you're in charge of your child, and like for instance, like a 7-year-old can't have secret internet friends that you don't know about. Like that's not okay.
Well, yeah.
That's
no,
a good
of course.
point.
Like if they're underage, like it's one thing if it's like adult children, but I think we're talking about like children. Like no,
Yeah.
like you know, my 12-year-old can't have like a special friend that I like don't know about. Like that's not okay. That being said,
Yeah,
like
that
I'm gonna
makes
be a
sense.
reasonable parent.
Okay, me with y'all.
This is hard because these questions are so vague and like broad. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes
know.
maybe, but like yeah, that's hard.
No,
Okay,
I agree.
next
The
one.
questions are broad. All right. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Whatever. We all know that.
Agree.
Strongly agree.
Yeah, I mean, we all are on the same page. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generations to find jobs. I don't know. We're all just gonna have to decide on that.
I think agree, but mildly because it
Yeah, I
is
think
more
I'm a
than just
soft
that.
agree.
Yeah, because like
soft
I mean,
agree.
like yeah,
Okay,
you
yeah.
like, yeah, people should contribute to society, but also at the same time, like the prime function of schooling, you know, it's also to like mold your free thinking. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm
Okay.
also a soft agree.
People
All right,
with
people-
serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. That's a fucking
Oh my
eugenics question.
Yeah,
No
but-
Strongly
comment.
disagree.
No
Dude, look up
comment.
Skinner v. Oklahoma, my guy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely like disagree. Just like for the
No
fact that it's like
comment.
then like the government can decide, you know, who it is that, you know, falls under. It's like, oh, maybe by having like these certain viewpoints, like you're not allowed to
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, but I'm, like,
reproduce.
a
Like it can
cunt,
take a really
so-
dark turn fast.
also like just
Sarah,
like,
please do not reiterate any Hitler talking points
know.
right now.
I'm
Let's just move
such a
along.
cunt. So okay, let's move along.
Let's go to the next question. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I disagree.
I
Yeah, I
disagree
disagree.
as
Yeah.
well.
Disagree, yeah.
Okay, there are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. I think I agree with
I
that.
want to agree, but then
I
I think
disagree.
about like radical Islam.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
I
mean-
think I think disagree for me.
Like I want to agree, like my heart wants to. I'm like, yes, like you know, humanity, kumbaya.
That's
But
true.
then at the same time, I think
Okay,
about
yeah, that's
a
true.
lot.
I see what you're saying.
Good
Right, like
point.
human
Might
rights
change the right
violations.
answer now.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Okay, I disagree. I changed my mind.
I'm still saying agree. Okay. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Period.
All right.
Period.
Period.
yes,
Love.
strongly agree.
Okay, when you are
right,
troubled, it
next
is
one.
better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. What the fuck kind of
I
question
think
is
this
that?
is so funny
It's
because
not very political.
when I took this quiz, I was like, damn, I didn't realize I was in like a fucking therapy session. Like, it makes me feel like I'm like,
Right.
you know, I'm
Yeah, what the?
I'm like, how do I cope?
For
Yeah.
me, strongly agree.
Literally,
Because
Yeah,
I'm
like,
like, nope, you
let
have to
me
make the best of your
reflect about
situation.
myself.
Dude, I just
I say
put the
agree,
G.
but also if you got problems,
That's
deal with
literally
it
my
and
coping
fucking be
mechanism.
sad for a bit. Yeah, I get that. Mine is
Like,
no
so,
comment.
I mean, I
what
don't
mine
like a
is, but
soft agree, I guess. I don't know, but that's just my own personal like habits, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, next one. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated with their new country. I
Disagree.
strongly disagree.
I
Yeah.
strongly
My Gigi
disagree.
was
Yeah.
an immigrant. Okay.
Love that for her.
What's good
Yeah,
for
I've met so many like
most-
first like. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was reading the next one.
Well, no, it's just like I've met like immigrants that they are so much more American than actual like Americans. Like they're so happy and
True.
like want to support what this country is about. Like they fled communism. Like I have a friend that she is from Colombia, and her family, like what they were dealing with in Colombia when they decided to come to America, because she was already in, I want to say, middle school by the time they decided to come here. And honestly, like to me, she is like more American than so many other people that I've met. And I've seen that again and again on like Twitter and just things like that, where it's people that actually care and are more patriotic because they know what it's like when that's taken away from them.
Totally. Okay.
Wait,
What's
before you
good
go
for the
on,
most successful?
I hate to do this to you guys, but I have to hop off because I have another podcast in 13 minutes.
Miss Popular.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Dr. Zainab is banned.
No, you're good. She's a big bitch over here. I love it.
Oh my gosh. No, today was just full of meetings, like all day in work, just like meeting. And then just my whole night is just podcasts tonight.
I love that for you.
Queen.
It's okay, girl.
Yes,
You do what you gotta do. I love it.
All right. Have fun with the rest of the test, guys. Bye.
Alrighty, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
She's so cute.
Okay,
Oh my God.
next question. We love her. We love her. Okay. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us.
I'm going to have a Reagan moment here and talk about trickle-down economics.
Do it.
I want to say a soft degree.
I kind of agree too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a Reagan moment without the war on drugs. You know.
We love a Reagan moment without the war on drugs. Honestly, we love it.
I might tweet that. I'm gonna tweet that. Okay.
I'll retweet.
But to break that down a little bit, it makes sense though, because if we want companies to be thriving and doing well, because that's when, there's people that work for those companies. It's not like there's just one like single CEO that's like putting money in his pocket. There's going to be lots of, people underneath them that are going to also flourish and grow, and people are going to get jobs like when they expand and things like that. And as long as like they're, decent to their people, which it seems like most places are decent. It's a good thing.
Agreed.
And if the companies are doing well, that's like a good indicator that the economy is doing well, which probably means like people are doing well, right?
Also, I think inflation, we don't know her, but now we do. Whatever.
We fucking know her. We know her well.
She a bitch. I don't like her.
She has fucking sleepovers, and she's
she's foul.
Okay. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I kind of agree.
Yeah, I'm a soft agree.
What is public? Is that
think
like government or like people?
That's
public
taxpayer money.
Taxpayer.
Right.
Oh, okay.
The government's like doing it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think I'm a soft agree. Okay. Our I can't talk. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed to the point in the name of counterterrorism.
Strongly agree.
Wait, what does that mean?
Yeah, look at the Patriot Act. Yeah,
look at the Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So
yes,
when 9/11 happened, everyone wanted to invade our privacy, all that shit, because
100%.
Yeah. But our own government is a terrorist organization anyway.
That's another episode.
I said what I said.
Okay. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree. I'm good luck.
We don't fuck with that.
No.
Exactly.
No. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. False.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, spicy. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I disagree. I think I'm going actually strongly disagree.
Oh, girl, I put strongly disagree too.
You did? Okay, I think I'm saying strongly disagree.
I just some part of this is hard for me to look at in current, part of me wants to live in Ancapistan while I answer these questions, And it's like, I want to go kill a child rapist myself. And I don't think that should be an issue.
It's not, it's about the government doing it.
It's about the government.
I get that. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to not strongly. I'll say disagree. Okay. Next
I'm going to say agree. I'm going to say mildly agree at least.
Court is trad.
A little bit, yeah.
little Chad girl, little Chad vibe.
But also, like, that also, I mean, I also kind of look at that, like, our enemies, though. Like, if they're, there's, like, some, like, leaders that, if they're oppressing their people, and for some reason, if they end up getting, captured, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I will say, and this can apply for the abortion argument as well. A civilized nation is only as good as they treat their most vulnerable people. And in my opinion, that applies to inmates as well.
Okay. I just read Zach's comment that said,
yeah, the
Zach's hilarious.
We love more than a Reagan moment without the war on drugs is a Reagan moment with the AIDS crisis.
We love Zach. Follow Zach. Zach 2040 on Twitter. He's amazing.
Yeah, we love Zach. Him. We love Zach.
Love Zach. All right, next question.
Okay, next, yes. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Unfortunately, I think that's the nature of the beast as much as I disagree with it.
Humans are tribalistic beings and we always are going to go for a leader. So I'm going to say agree.
Yeah, even though sadly it gives me like monarch vibes.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think it's just that's just how it goes. Okay.
I think people to be commanded is a little bit, I don't know. Because like we also have a government that's like of the people for the people. So I don't know. I think I actually would answer that a little differently.
Interesting.
Just because of the wording.
Okay. That's fair.
Right.
That's fair.
This wording is weird.
Okay, next one. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I disagree. I don't.
Yeah,
weird question. I don't care about that. Yeah, I strongly disagree.
Who's to determine if it should be considered art? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. I think rehabilitation is so important.
Punishment more important.
I think mild disagree. I think mild disagree for me, just like a little softer, just because like if you do bad things, like we should try to rehabilitate you, but at the same time, you do deserve a slap on the wrist if you've done something.
100%.
And I punishes them, And so that's why, like, when they're in the system, I'm like, okay, like, get your shit together, Because I mean, when you're out there in the real world, you're not gonna be able to get a loan. You're not gonna be able to buy a house, a car, a job, an apartment. Like that. So in my opinion, your real punishment is when you step outside.
Yeah. We can also say too that like the American justice system sucks and needs so much of an overhaul, and still understand that like, yes, there does need to still be a punishment aspect. It's not just like, oh, I feel so bad for you. You murdered somebody. Oh, you poor thing. Let's help you be better. Like that's not where I am.
Well, I think the next question is good then. The next question is, it is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, okay. Next one. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist.
Disagree.
Yeah, disagree.
I don't know what I mean.
It's just the arts, like, are the arts important? It's like another question like that.
I mean, yeah, like, the arts are more important, but also like what sustains our economy to the fullest, Like,
right.
Like, and so I'm not trying to say that like, art and things aren't important. I think I might be it's tough for me to be a soft agree or a soft disagree. Like right between the two of those. It's like, writings and art and things like that contribute, like, my God, they contribute to so much of, societal philosophies and things like that. Actually, I'm going to put soft disagree. Sorry. I'm like thinking out loud.
No, it's good. I need thinking out loud too. All right, next one.
Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Not strongly agree. Disagree. Yeah.
Okay. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. The plant genetic resources? What the fuck is that?
Basically, like their natural resources.
Oh. Okay.
In my opinion, yes, but also at the same time, that's capitalism, baby. So tough.
Yeah.
Right. Like, agree. Like, is it bad?
And like, it's not like we aren't buying that stuff from them,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I also would say too, like, I think that what people are doing, like, to the people in developing countries is way worse than what they're doing to the environment.
Yeah, how they treat
generally.
how they treat the people is
we
more
don't want to tear up the rainforest. Like, it is very important, and we do need to be replanting those trees. But like, I'm even more concerned with how they're treating people in China. So,
yes,
and North Korea.
Yes, fair. Agreed. So for that one, for the sake of like capitalism purposes, I would probably put disagree.
Yeah, I said disagree. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I think at least the soft disagree.
Yeah.
Okay, making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
LMAO.
I will never make peace with the establishment. The establishment can suck my cock, and that's it.
All right. Okay. Astrology accurately explains many things. Okay,
I disagree.
See, I think that I have a different I think I have a different outlook on this because I'm kind of a fucking.
No, it's okay. I think it's very interesting. Wait, Hannah, what do you think? That
I sort of like believe in reincarnation, so I'm like kind of like
interesting
out there. I think that I just think that like I think that we're made up of like stardust and like the universe, and I think that we have like a connection with like the stars and like.
I wouldn't say it accurately explains many things, but I would say disagree. Like I don't think it accurately explains many things, but I get what you're saying.
I don't know. I would say strongly disagree. Like I think it's like likened to like being like a fortune cookie. Like I think it's just like garbage.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, Hannah, what's your big three?
What's my big three?
Know what that means?
Oh, I don't have an Aries sun, a Sag moon, and Gemini rising.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I know. I'm fun. I know.
Love that for you.
Okay, next one.
All right, next one. You cannot be moral
without
being religious.
Strongly disagree.
I disagree with that.
Yeah. All right, next one.
That's
a pretty easy one.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Yeah. Some people are naturally unlucky. I guess I agree.
I agree.
I think disagree for me. Like a soft disagree. Like I think that like not everyone's dealt the same like hand of cards, but at the same time you make your own life. Like you make your own destiny, not anyone else for you.
A part of me is like, naturally unlucky, because I mean, like, depending on if you're religious or not, that also comes into the argument of like, your story's already written, blah blah blah. God already has a plan in your life, so like, are you naturally unlucky, or is this just part of God's plan, essentially? Or like, naturally unlucky meaning like, are you genuinely naturally unlucky, or are you just stupid?
Well, I don't know, because I'm very naturally blessed with like where I was born into and my family I was born into. So I think the same has to be the opposite, right? Like I'm very privileged.
100%.
I know that. So I would say agree. Some people are just not privileged like me. Like that's just it.
I agree.
Yes. Okay.
Fair. That's a fair way to look at it.
Yeah. All right. Next one. It is important
that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
Unless you send them to Catholic school, don't talk about religion in school. Period.
Or if you're like homeschooling and it's just like what you're doing at home. So
Yeah, but like a government school, no. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, government.
All right. Next page. Okay, we're on the last page, people. We're almost there.
I think you should read the next one, Sarah. This is your question.
Okay. Oh God! All right. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. I'm gonna say strongly disagree. I won't go into why, but I don't agree with that. I don't know. I mean, I think we should do a whole sex worker episode. But look, at the end of the day, I'm very pro safe sex. Like for somebody that fucks. I don't know how else to say it. I'm always responsible.
She fucks.
She fucks. No, but I don't get STD. I'm very responsible. Like I don't see it morally like ruining me as a human that I want to sleep with this one person that is on the same page of life with me, and that's it. Like I just, I disagree.
Period, queen.
I don't think you should sleep with like 7 people a day, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, for this one, like, I just kind of interpret it like personally, and I mean, like, for me, like, yeah, I agree that for me personally, like, that's how I view it. But like, I'm not going to. It's not my job to determine that for anybody else. It's not like I'm saying it should be illegal or anything. It's up to people. You know, they can do what they want.
I think the whole idea of like soul ties and things like that is very interesting, and so like I don't know, I don't know how I feel about it, but I wouldn't put it past that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so a part of me is just kind of like, like immoral, biblically speaking, yes. But is it like...
But not Bible, right? Like, for me, whoever I'm fucking right now, no comment on who it is, but we're on the same page about everything. We're very honest with each other, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, we're good, you know?
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I know personally, like, I wouldn't be able to just, like, you know, go off and, like... I wouldn't be able to live, you know, Sarah's rock star lifestyle. I would not be able to.
Yeah. I can barely handle it, but...
It's hard. But I feel like,
okay. Next
question.
A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. Obviously,
I agree.
Strongly agree. Yeah, that they should not. Like, I don't understand the people that like disagree with that. Like, if it's a matter of like these like kids having parents or just being like part of the foster like system and like being in like you know like group homes and stuff like that. No, like. Them having 2 parents is better than them not having anyone to love and support them. And even like I would even make an argument for even like a single parent too. It's better for them to have one parent that loves and cares about them than to not have anybody like in their corner.
No, agree.
I
agree. So like I've had discussions with my parents about this. They are strongly against same-sex adoption because they're like very like the highest offer that you can be anyway. And so but with that, they're also, you know, vehemently religious. And so a lot of the, like with the 2 of them, they think that like, you know, when it comes to childhood development of like having a father versus having a mother and the different components that each parent brings to the table has a huge impact on the overall child's development and stuff like that, which like, do I agree? Yeah. But also at the same time.
Yeah, but it's right. Like being in foster care or having stable parents.
So much more is it's so much more important to that overall child's like pyramid of, you know, psychological needs. Like just make sure they're taken care of. The development thing, that's up to God. Like, you know.
Well, and like and my thing is too, like it's a little different like when it comes to adoption versus just foster care. Like I think for foster care, like I think that if you can try to match like families with families that are like maybe a little bit more similar is helpful, even like when it comes to religious views and things like that, just because it's, you know, a little probably easier on the kids, like to try to match families like in the best way you can. But if, you know, these are the only families available, then, you know, okay, then proceed.
Yeah.
I think Todd's question is interesting. Is it better to have one mom and dad rather than any combination of parents? I don't think so necessarily. I don't think it matters. Like, traditionally ideal, but I don't think that it can be better or worse. And I think that even like you have to think about things like step parents. Like, what if you have 4 parents? Is that better than 2 parents? Like, if everyone gets along and it's healthy.
Like, I don't think mom and dad is the key to a good child.
No, because mom and dad
in
can
terms
be
of
so
male and female energy. Right.
And I think I think it is the most ideal, just so that like each child has like a male and female role model in their life, just to help keep them balanced. But again, like I'm not gonna like stop anybody from, you know, doing that. But I think that is like the most ideal.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
All right. Next question.
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Obviously, it shouldn't be illegal.
Yeah, strongly.
I'm like,
right. It's just like the government sticking their nose into like places that doesn't belong.
Consenting adult.
Like a part of me is like, yes, like,
right, exactly.
Whatever their choices, their choices. For me, it's like the actual like neurological impact that pornography has on people. That would be my only concern, and like how
but that's still like a personal issue.
Oh no,
that's not like
that's
porn.
not
but I get what
legal
you're
issue.
Yeah, and so a part of me wants to be like yes and things like that, and then a part of me thinks of it from like the actual like legal and like, you know, gubernational like standpoint, and I'm like nah, like this shit should like, you know, people should do whatever the fuck they want, and then like my inner like, and then I'm like, but also like I can save him, you know? So
I can save every man. All right. Next question. I don't know. We're just gonna have to. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree. I think we should do a whole episode about.
Oh wait, no, we missed a question.
One. Oh yeah, we missed one.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay. Just kidding.
What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly agree.
Yeah, they don't belong in there. It's not their business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, strongly agree.
No, okay, so the next one. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree. What kind of fucking boomer shit is that?
I think, yeah, you're either homosexual or you're not. It is what it is. You're either trans or you're not. I don't know. We'll have a whole trans episode. I think that would be.
Oh yeah, do I have some trans opinions? No.
I have a trans male to female that we could bring on. I think he would love to come on. He doesn't really care what you call him. But yeah, yeah, I think that'd be a good episode. All right.
Last question. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Oh, I agree 100% because these fucking teachers are talking to their kids in their classes about who they're fucking banging, and that shit is.
And we shouldn't normalize hookup culture. Like we shouldn't normalize hookup culture either. So I'm gonna say agree. Yeah. All right.
Let's see. I'm exactly where I thought I would be.
Me too.
Let's see. Hold on, Hannah. You and I have to compare ours.
I feel like we're all kind of in the same spot.
Oh, we are all.
Why are we all literally in the same spot? We're all like the libertarian right.
Oh my god, that's really.
So I'm like, me and Hannah are close to the same spot. I'm like a little farther north than her, which makes sense. Juliana's a little closer to the center.
If I'm down lower, would I be more of an anarchist if I'm down lower? Like,
yes.
We can more of a libertarian if you're down lower.
Okay, so yeah, I think I have the lowest one. It looks like
you do, yeah.
Yeah, I have the highest one.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you do.
I guess I'm the most ANCAP. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Fun.
Well, that was cool. I'm glad. I feel like that gives us more insight on the political views. I know the last episode was just like getting to know us and just like shit talking and whatever, but cool.
Well, and I think it's like really interesting too, like hearing people actually talk out and explain why they feel the way they do about the different topics. Because and at the end of the day, it does all land us like in a similar place. But we do have different approaches to how we would handle it if we were in a situation where we were actually making the rules and governing.
Right. And like asking the questions, like some of the questions are like situationally, well, like ideally no, but in this situation, yes. You know, like that's just how it is. But cool.
Well, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh.
I know.
We are the Liberty Ladies. It's proven with a fucking with four political compass test.
We're all on the purple, so again.
Go us. Love that for us.
I love that.
Okay. Well,
I'm pretty much done. I think just if anyone has any closing comments, go for it.
I think we'll be here next week, same time-ish, maybe like a little bit later.
Okay,
wait.
I'll be in Reno next week, but I'm still going to try to come on for like at least an hour.
I start a new job on the 31st. So starting in February, we'll probably have to start streaming at like 5:30, but we'll just like slowly.
That's fine. We can also switch days. I feel like maybe during the week it would be better because more like people go out on Friday nights. I don't know, but we'll definitely figure it out. We're going to keep doing at least one a week. I'll be in Arizona this weekend at the LP convention. So if you see me, say hi. Don't be weird. I have a knife, so don't be weird. But
and this is a fun one. Comment below which Liberty Ladies are going to be together before the next time that we meet together.
Yes.
What duo are we gonna have?
That is so cute.
There is going to be one.
That. And there was a duo, and I think we haven't tweeted the picture yet, but we will.
I'm sorry. Well, because like I'm on my phone, like live streaming, so I was gonna have to like leave the live stream to tweet the photo. I'll post it now.
I'm in Twitter jail for like 3 more hours, so you're good.
So true.
All
right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and
thanks for stopping by. And bye, guys.
Bye.